Scary video game Easter eggs seems like a broad topic, right? And yeah, it is. There have been countless Easter eggs in video games, and a good bit of them have been pretty scary. I just recently worked on an iceberg video with Spinsrock about this subject, and when I was writing the script, I ended up with over 100 entries, and I know for a fact there were more I want to include, but didn't for time's sake. Yeah, considering that iceberg chart, I guess you can say that I'm a pretty big fan of the subject. But why? Why do I get a rush of excitement seeing the Hell Valley sky trees in Mario Galaxy 2? And what is the thrill of Psycho Mantis reading your memory card in Metal Gear Solid? Well, that's kind of what I want to figure out in this video. But before we get to all that, let's lay the base down. What are Easter eggs? Well, aside from the actual colorful eggs you see around Easter, Easter eggs in this form are a message, image, or hidden feature in a video game, film, or other medium. The use of the term Easter egg to describe secret features in video games originates from the 1980 video game Adventure for the Atari 2600. At this time, games did not include any form of credit to the programmers, so one pretty crafty guy named Warren Robinette secretly programmed the message, "Created by Warren Robinette," to appear only if a player moves their avatar over a specific pixel during a certain part of the game and enters a previously forbidden part of the map where the message can be found. Atari's management initially wanted to remove this, but it would just cost too much, so they just kinda left it in. And thus, the first Easter egg was born. How cool that it was kind of a middle finger to game management. It was a really clever way of getting his due credit for working on the game. I'm really not sure if he could have foreseen that this move would change the industry forever. Pretty much every game nowadays has at least one Easter egg of some kind. It could be small, like a hidden note or a message somewhere, or huge, like in Call of Duty Zombies, where the whole community knows about it and has to work together to find it. The practice has really taken off, and it's really awesome getting to see these developers get creative. My personal favorite is when the devs take things in a whole new direction for the game and really make you question, why is that there? A good example of that is Animal Crossing. If you watch TV in Animal Crossing at 3 AM, you'll get an out-of-this-world broadcast from aliens. It's super weird and really would leave you confused and put off. It could definitely mess up the vibe if you weren't expecting it. But it does exactly that, and it takes the game in a new direction. Now you have to consider the idea of aliens in Animal Crossing and what do they want from you? How do they know about you? And what kind of programming are they putting on TV? It leaves questions for the player, but you'll never really get an answer. What you will do is pay extra attention from now on, trying to catch a glimpse of anything else weird in this world. That's my favorite thing about these scary Easter eggs. I love a good mystery, and the idea that this game that I already feel I know so much about could have more to it, well, that keeps me interested. After all, it is human nature to be fascinated by the things we don't know. This can be taken a step further when we introduce a scare factor. When we get scared, we experience a rush of adrenaline and a release of endorphins and dopamine. The biochemical rush can result in a sense of euphoria. That's why horror movies and horror games have the appeal that they do. You can get scared out of your mind from the safety of your own home. Having that safety net gives you a really gratifying feeling and leaves you wanting more. But the difference between the horror games and these horror Easter eggs is anticipation. Of course, you're going to expect to be scared playing Resident Evil, but hearing demonic laughing in Splatoon will throw you off. If a game doesn't outright present itself as horror, you won't really expect to be scared. I think that's a lot of the appeal to these scary Easter eggs. That anticipation. To me, it's more exhilarating to find something off-putting in a normal game than to just play a horror game. You don't know what to expect until it's already happened, and I just think that concept is super neat. It's actually a similar concept to a jump scare, except instead of a flashing image and sounds, it's an out-of-place oddity. Both of them catch you off guard with the purpose of scaring you. I feel like there is also a similar sense of pride to both as well. We all probably know the person who boasts about not getting jump scared or even just scared easily. They're not like other people, and it just doesn't affect them. It can feel good to be the one guy who doesn't get scared watching the FNAF playthrough. That sense of pride lies with Easter eggs too. It's a great feeling finding something to game that is pretty much just hidden content. You may be the only one of your friends who even knows about that, and the feeling is very rewarding. I I remember finding my first Weeping Angel reference in a video game, and after getting scared, feeling super proud of myself for noticing it. I didn't know if any of my friends had found this, but you can bet that's the first thing I mentioned at recess the next day. It's pretty much the same thing as message boards online. If something is found, it can be posted for everyone to talk about in the community, and that's awesome. Ultimately, I think that's the best thing about these scary Easter eggs, the community that's built around them. There's a few subreddits dedicated to talking about these, and you can find hundreds of hours worth of content on YouTube about them. I feel like I have probably seen most of these videos by now. I mean, it is really crazy how much media on this topic I've consumed. But every video I've seen is different. Whether it's the topics covered or the way they are mentioned, it's like the well never runs dry. You can find out new information on an Easter egg you already knew just from hearing it from another perspective. Not to mention the theorizing that can take place if the Easter egg is vague, and that can add a whole new meaning to a game. It's like I mentioned earlier, coming across something horrifying in an otherwise normal game leaves you wondering what else is there. You don't know, and that is both scary and super exciting that you can learn more potentially. It really makes a game three-dimensional to include a slightly scary aspect. Let's look at one of my favorite and most surprising examples, Nintendo Labo House. This game for kids is cute and super normal. It's just a pet sim utilizing the Nintendo Labo peripheral. However, this super cute game gets super scary if you leave it alone for a bit. Your little pet guy will doze off to sleep and everything seems fine until the environment around the pet starts trying to kill it. Yeah, it really just... Oh my god, this one really threw me off when I first found out about it. I don't own a Nintendo Labo, but I came across a message board full of parents who had really scared kids due to this. It kind of blows me away that Nintendo did this, but at the same time, I absolutely love this Easter egg. It really is something you would never expect. I can completely understand this scaring kids because now that's a whole new possibility. Their little friend could die. If that's not adding a new element to a game, then I don't know what is. The biggest problem with these Nintendo Easter eggs is that you know it won't super heavily influence the basic appearance of the game. You can't actually show the little pet getting killed, but you can heavily imply that it could happen. The games themselves will not change because of an Easter egg. That's why for the last portion of this video, I want to bring up an Easter egg that changed the series of games it was included in forever. Five Nights at Freddy's. I know, people really don't take this game seriously, but when I was 13 and the game came out, I was obsessed with the idea of the seemingly normal pizzeria having dark secrets. But what really made me obsessed is this Easter egg. The game itself is pretty straightforward. Survive the night until 5 a.m. using a camera system, doors, and the lights given to you. But what people didn't expect was something bigger, until one day someone found a poster on the wall. When they'd flip up the camera for the hallway, normally you'd just see a normal poster. But this time, the poster was replaced by a news article detailing the disappearance of 5 children at Freddy Fazbear's. This changed the game, literally and metaphorically. All people had were questions, like who were they, which animatronic did it, if any? Is this referencing something in real life, or is this in-game lore? The hidden secrets in this game and the whole franchise is what made people interested. I mean, Matt Pat from Game Theory, Markiplier, everyone was interested in the secrets the game had to offer. Now, when a new game is hinted or released, secrets are expected and highly sought after. It's what gave the game so much charm and publicity. I mean, it did go from an indie small game to premiering among the PS5's lineup and getting the most YouTube trailer views. The franchise exploded, and you could say that was due to the inclusion of these Easter eggs and people's desire to know what's really going on. I think this franchise is one that encapsulates everything I love about scary Easter eggs and the appeal to them. I just think it's fascinating that a little hint of extra lore or a surprise scare can impact people so much. I guess psychology is just weird like that, but next time you come across an Easter egg like this, take a second to think about what you're feeling or thinking or why you even liked it. It's really interesting getting that extra glimpse into our minds, and maybe that'll help you find more things that you enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm weirdly passionate about this subject, and after the success of our scary Easter egg iceberg over on Spinsrock's channel, I knew I wasn't alone. This video was really interesting to make, and I would love to make more things like it. Maybe I'll say the word Easter egg less next time. It feels nice to have some sort of idea about the things I'd like to create on here. YouTube, you know. Let me know your favorite Easter eggs below and any thoughts you had with this. If you like the video, consider liking it and sharing it with people. I'd really appreciate it. This channel's not so much new, but this is my first big project on it, and I'm really excited to do more things like it. And go check out that iceberg chart we made. It was super fun, and it blew up way more than I expected it to. It's a shame that in the first version my audio is messed up, but we did a re-upload, and I'm super proud of it. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.